sometimes you can feel it.
This is a roller coaster.
Hear the thrill.
Listen to the lemon shakeup.
Indiana agriculture, thrilling rides, and a Hoosier staple, the lemon shakeup. All part of this year's Indiana State Fair theme, the soundtrack of summer.
Hello and welcome to Inside Indiana Business. I'm Gary Dick, coming to you this week from high above the Indiana State Fairgrounds, the iconic fairgrounds here at 38th and Fall Creek near downtown Indianapolis. You know, the people below me, probably a fair number of them are slurping down a lemon shakeup to help splash down maybe a Hoosier tenderloin. You know, this is the 6th oldest state fair in the United States. Some 850,000 people will pass through the gates to experience young Indiana 4-H'ers and their animals, concerts, basketball, a circus, and a whole lot more. And while the fair itself is expected to generate tens of millions of dollars for the regional economy during its 2-week run, that's just part of the equation for the fairgrounds. This is a year-round deal, one of Indiana's most important economic engines.
I do not shrink from this responsibility.
Los Angeles couldn't stop Mel Daniels, and Indiana won the first game, 109-93.
Ladies and gentlemen, girls and boys, children of all ages, welcome to the all-new Mirage Shrine Circus.
From its earliest days, the Indiana State Fair has been a showcase for Indiana's rich agricultural bounty.
Ladies and gentlemen, opening of your great Indiana State Fair. Hear, hear.
A celebration of Indiana summer and Hoosier roots.
For my Indiana home.
And an economic engine to the tune of tens of millions of dollars. But the 16 days of the State Fair are only part of the story here. The 250-acre State Fairgrounds, in the midst of a 10-year master plan, is continuing a transformation into a year-round destination, fueled by massive upgrades to historic buildings. A $50 million renovation has turned the Swine Barn into Fall Creek Pavilion, which now hosts events like the NCAA Division II Track and Field Championship and Big Ten Championship. Corteva Coliseum underwent a $63 million renovation a decade ago and is now home to some 150 sporting and entertainment events, attracting more than 1 million visitors annually. Indeed, the once sleepy Indiana State Fairgrounds is now a venue that hosts more than 400 events each year, with an economic impact that some suggest could be as high as $330 million.
Back on the ground now here at the Indiana State Fairgrounds with the executive director of the Indiana State Fair Commission, Cindy Hoye. And Cindy, the sun is out, the crowds are out here at the Indiana State Fair. As you look at expectations this year, this is an event obviously that draws a lot of people. What do you expect crowd-wise this year?
Oh, I think people are they always love their summer to end with a crescendo of the great Indiana State Fair. People come for a variety of reasons. They love the food, they love all the exhibits, they love making new memories and building on those traditions, and we expect that to continue to go.
As you look at the economic impact of the Indiana State Fair, it's a year-round entity here, the fairgrounds, but the fair itself has substantial economic impact.
Yeah, it's about $65 million of economic impact that's driven by this institution. But you think about it, all these kids from 92 counties are coming down to Indianapolis, showing their livestock, they're staying in hotels, they're eating in the restaurants. I mean, that's driving the economy. And then, of course, those small businesses that are helping to put on this fair, that is also driving the economy.
I wanted to talk about that big economic impact, but really, again, fueled by a few small businesses here at the fairgrounds.
Right. I mean, there are three in particular that I think about. One is, you know, we've got over 10,000 animals that are shown during the fair. Well, they've got to have feed and they've got to have bedding, and that's McCarty's out of Mooresville, Indiana. It's a small Indiana family business. Another one is the North American Midway. That's out of Farmland, Indiana, their headquarters. That is an international business that is a mobile amusement park concept. And then the last one I was thinking about is Urick's Concessions out of Carmel, Indiana. And they are also driving the economy with over 10 different stands throughout the campus and really elevating this product.
Well, Cindy, I know big economic impact of the fair itself, but this is a year-round venue, if you will, with much larger economic impact.
Yeah, this historic institution on 250 acres drives about 400 events, of which one is the fair, but think about it, it's about $330 million in economic impact, about 1,100 job equivalencies, obviously drives tax revenue for the state of Indiana as well.
What I think is interesting about the business model here now is this truly is a year-round venue with events that I think 10 years ago people would never have dreamed would be here at the fairgrounds, like top-level NCAA track and field competitions, $50 million plus, I think, renovation of what was the swine barn.
Yeah, I mean, when this institution was built in the 1920s, a lot of these buildings, they were for single use. Let's build a 4.5-acre cattle barn and just have it for cows. Now when we redid the Indiana Farm Bureau Fall Creek Pavilion, we looked at not only a state-of-the-art for livestock, but state-of-the-art for indoor track and field, state-of-the-art for the Meekum car auction that starts in this building, state-of-the-art for a volleyball competition. So we have to look at that multi-use ability of these facilities and these assets out here.
Is the intent to really create a campus here that's part of the larger Indianapolis regional economy?
Yeah, it really is. And I think about it as one of these anchor institutions in the city of Indianapolis that provides all sorts of gathering places for people to enjoy, not only Hoosiers, but that are throughout Main Street, Indiana, but for the rest of the Midwest as well.
Cindy Hoye, the Executive Director of the Indiana State Fair Commission. Always great to see you.
Hey,
thanks for joining us.
It's good to see you, and you can drop that blazer
I
when
know.
you're out
I'm
here
a
at
little
the fair.
overdressed.
Okay,
Yeah. Thanks,
thanks
Cindy.